I don't know why it's a bit slow. All right, done. So, all right, so you're welcome again. Speaking is regarded as the simplest aspect of IELTS. Most people do not prepare for speaking before they go for the exams. They just go for the exams and then they try to deal with it like that. But I can tell you that some people might have difficulty with speaking. And it's not because they want to have difficulty with speaking. It's because speaking can be a bit difficult. Are we together? It can be a bit difficult. I like to appreciate those who put on their camera on. This is absolutely sensitive, and I also feel that most people have been able to understand what works for the class, and they are just walking around it. That's beautiful. If you're not on your camera on, please do, so that we can enjoy the class together. So speaking is one of the very we like to call it the simplest aspect of IELTS, and there's a reason why I say so. You can find it interesting and you can find it difficult, but it's basically simple. And I need you to understand that when I say simple, it's very simple. I'll just tell you four things to do that will make you to pass speaking. Are we ready for that? Just 4 things to do that will make you to pass speaking. Are we ready? I will share them with you. We write it down and then we move. All right? 4 things to do that makes you pass speaking. All right? Number 1. Are we ready? Just 4. Number 1, make your regular conversation to be predominantly in simple English language. You want to speak to you, want to buy paper in the market, you want to do anything, let your regular conversation be predominantly English language. Don't mix conversation. Try and just be regular. Let there be consistency in your conversation when it comes to speaking of English language. Let it be predominantly English language. That's number 1. Number 2, enforce a level of consistency. Ensure a level of consistency. Ensure a level of consistency in, will I call it, self-correction. Okay. Be intentional about self-correction. Are we together? Correct yourself whenever you are speaking. The reason why you need to do that is because while you are having the exam, you are very much likely to make some errors in the while speaking because of maybe anxiety, jittery, or things like that. Now, if you have not been used to correcting yourself, are you getting me now? You will very much likely not correct yourself at that point. It is what you are used to that you will do. And I observed that when I tried to deal with the exam, I've done the exam 5 times. And when I try to deal with the exam, every time I go for speaking, all the practice I have done before that particular day, I find myself, I just get to the exam and I find myself not following the practice. Some people say, okay, you cram this, you cram that, you say, look into the mirror, say this, say that. If you get to the exam hall, you'll be surprised that all the things you've crammed, you won't remember one thing. Are you following me now? So it's important that you allow yourself to avoid the cramming strategy. That doesn't work for people. Most people, it works for them. But let me tell you something about cramming strategy. If you cram and they know you cram, you will fail. And if you ask me, how do we know they will know? Or how will they know? Very simple. When you cram, you are monotonous. When you cram, your face does not show expression. When you cram, you are likely to be recitative, or maybe more like you are reciting stuff. What is my name? My name is like monotone. You see that monotonous dimension in cramming. But when you are speaking spontaneously, it's different. For example, you're talking about something funny. Let me give an example now. I went to a particular place, and I know, my nephew made me laugh, and it was so hilarious. I was really laughing, and at the end of the day, I even fell on the floor while laughing. And are you sure that this thing you are saying, you know what you are saying? Because even your face doesn't show that you're laughing. You're like, and I was laughing, and the thing was so funny. And you're like, you laughed and it was funny, and now you are even looking straight. Or you are probably talking about something that made you cry. I was just crying. I was crying. Isn't this funny? You feel that doesn't know what you are saying. So your expression should show that, first of all, what you are saying is something that actually is coming from your mind, not from your head. And that actually is how they will know that you are cramming or not. So let English language be your normal lifestyle. Even if you want to break somebody's head with bomb of grammatical inaccuracy, break the head. It's better to break many heads before the exam than to break your own head with failure. So by the time you have break people's head, you have shattered people's liver with erroneous grammar, they will be correcting you. Are you following me now? But by the time you are saying, I don't want people to laugh at me, the examiner will be laughing at you. And I know. So, very light statements. You want to hand over, you want to greet a friend, speak in English. Even if you speak back, correct yourself and speak back in English. Try and convert what you have said into English language. Are you following me now? So that is what you get used to. And as you are doing that, it becomes a norm. All right? The third thing, I've said two things. The third thing you must try to do is that avoid speaking under tension. Avoid anxiety. Let me explain that. When you are anxious, the way you will show that you are anxious is that you will probably be shaking, you probably feel agitated, you probably feel like the way you be speaking, it will show that probably you are repeating words. Now, what, like, for example, so stuttering, stammering. They are the signs that you are jittery and anxious. So what do you do to avoid it? I call it the principle of deep breathing and laughing loud. Let your practical self try to apply that principle before the exam. I'll be talking about this tomorrow in the full class. But this principle is such that you don't go to the exam all tensed. Find a toilet, all right? Take a deep breath and laugh out loud. Laugh out as loud as you can. Are you following me? Tomorrow I will show the practical of that when we are in the main class. Okay. So deep breathing, and so you are going to exam more like a drunkard. A drunkard is not shy. If you go to the exam more like someone that, hey, I don't know what you ask me, you are going to be failing because you are going to be in trouble. Whatever they ask you, you must be able to give an answer, whether it is wrong or it is right. They don't mark error. They don't mark whether you're right or wrong. What they mark is 4 things. Write this down. They mark your grammatical accuracy, your vocabulary, your lexical resource. They want to see whether you can speak English accurately with correct vocabulary. That's lexical resource. They mark your spontaneity. That is how you're able to flow into yourself. And the fourth thing that they mark is they mark your flexibility, your syntax, how you're able to respond enough and flexible with answers. Now, when they ask you a question, that's maybe number 4. Never give a yes or a no answer. Try to say some story around your answer. This is called open-ended answer, open-ended conversation. What did you eat today? Don't say rice. what did you do today? Eba. No. You say, relating to what I ate today, I'm a lover of vegetable. However, today, I didn't seem to get the kind of vegetable I wanted to buy. That is story. That's what they want to hear. Answer, even your name, if they what is your name, don't just say Stephen or not, no. My name is, something like that. Always give its background story to your answer. You understand? And try to start your answer with a connected device, like relating to this, based on that. Something like, now, do you know what I'm saying? It's because I don't know what I want to say. So if you are used to answering with connective device to help you, on the other hand, on the one and on the other hand, in contrast, on the contrary, furthermore, in addition, in simplicity, related to something that was asked me, as it were, based on this and all of those kind of things. Never answer a question without a connective device. Start with something that will make them know that you know what you are saying. And don't be afraid to make mistake. That's one area that I believe you should understand. Never be afraid to make mistake. Be simple and direct about your responses. And at the same time, tell a bit of story. Give some background story around it. Okay? So if you can try the breathing exercise every day, it will strengthen your lungs, and it also help you with more confidence. Okay. I will stop here for now, and I'm going to allow 2 questions. The class today is very short, but tomorrow, if you are going to, I will encourage that you attend the group sponsored class tomorrow, and the reading class very early. Reading class is going to be happening as early as 5 o'clock. And that's the reading conference. Everybody is invited, is free. Okay. But do we have any other questions? Just 2 questions, and then we are done for today. If you have questions, you can wave your hands and I will unmute you. Okay, I've seen one question, somebody, and then the second person. If I see that, and I will unmute you.
Hello, okay. Sir.
Yeah, go on.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, yeah.
Please, in speaking, especially in part 2, or in all the parts, I heard that idiom is very important. I'm paraphrasing. Is it true?
It's what? Sorry.
Hmm?
Idiom is what? Sorry.
Idioms, to use idioms, simple idioms, they are necessary, like it's important.
It's not compulsory. If you don't know it, don't use it.
Okay.
That's all. Don't put yourself under the pressure to do what you are not used to.
Okay,
just go
sir.
by the simplicity of how and what you know.
Okay, sir.
You understand? That's the best way to deal with it. Yeah.
Can you throw more light on how to answer that part 2? Because that part you'll be given a cue card, or that you should describe.
You write something. No, in part 2, try to use that your time. There's a time that they are giving to you to write, to give a description of what you want to write. It's just 2 minutes. Try to use that 2 minutes very well. Write everything you know about that subject so that you can bring you some form. But again, like I said, it's about story. Don't just don't just go ahead and start saying everything. Where is the best place I went to? Ilarogun. How was the place? Fine. Do you know those? Yes. How did you do there? Before. Yeah. Tomorrow. No. Give some background information. People can even tell unrelated stories that doesn't make sense. Do you know why? You needed a lot of time for them to access your English language, and that time will be seen from the story you are telling. So you will not just start saying, I went to Ila and it was a good place. Don't answer direct question. Just answer with open-ended conversation. Try and dribble your examiner around. Okay? And then allow him to enjoy your ride. If not tell you stop, you say thank you. Assuming you have asked about your name. I heard you don't say my name is, you should say my name, sir. Okay. Well, it depends. So you can say my name is, that one doesn't really matter, because that is just a little part of the whole issue. So for me, I don't think it should give any problem to you at all. All right. Okay, so do you have a second question before? Okay, I think I've had a second question.
Another one is about paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing how?
Like when they ask you a question, that you should try to paraphrase the question in another way.
Yeah, you can do that. Actually, it's part of storytelling. Relating to the issue that came, for example, they're asking you, what do you think about unemployment in your country? Relating to the issue of people not getting job in my country. That's paraphrasing. Something like that. You can read, and that's part of what I call connective device. You understand? Try and bring it to them in a way that's, but tomorrow in the group, I'll be talking a lot about this because I'll be giving some examples on breathing exercise and all of that, so that people can know the practical steps on these areas. Is that okay?
Sorry, so I want to ask something, not regard to this.
Wait, so let somebody, Oladun ask a question, then you will now ask your question. Is that okay? No all right, you can unmute and ask. Yeah.
Actually, it's not a question. I just want to, maybe after this class, you can just list the timetable for tomorrow's lecture for us. That's what I just want to know.
Tomorrow, just 2 classes. We are having reading by 5 a.m.
5 a.m. in the morning? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then the read class by the sponsored class by 9.
9.
That one is,
okay.
Yeah, 9 to 11.
Okay. That's what I want to know. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, go on, Favor. Last question, basically.
Okay, sir. Is regarding reading. Somebody said that IELTS marking reading, like academic and general, they differs. That academic marking is like when you score 30 in academic, you are not getting a point. Like you'll be having 6 or 6.5 or 6.
Okay.
That
go on.
The way they mark it differs, but in academic that you can get 30 and still score like 6.5 or 7, but in general you are scoring low.
This is how it goes. In academic, once you have 30, you have entered the 7 benchmark.
Okay, sir.
In general, if you have to get up to 32, 33, 34 to have a 7, because the questions are a bit cheaper and easier.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Okay, from 32 up.
Upwards, yeah. Okay, last question from Francisca. You can unmute and then I will call it a day. I have to basically run now. Go on. Unmute. I've already asked you to unmute. I've requested for you to unmute. All right. So, given the fact that I don't know that she got that, I want to appreciate. Have you been able to? Okay, I don't think it's asking a question.